What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Collider interview studio at TIFF 2025. We're at the Campari Cinema Center, and I'm sitting with the team behind Killing Castro. And early congratulations on your movie. Cannot wait to see it.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
So, because we are talking about a movie screening at a film festival, some of our viewers and readers might first learn about the movie through this interview, so I will give you these honors. Would you mind giving us a brief synopsis of your film?
Yes, the film is about a moment in time with with Fidel Castro, who arrives to the United States to the UN General Assembly right after taking over Cuba. He arrives to the United States. Before he gets to the UN to give a speech, the United States government does not want him to go there and give that speech. And ultimately, a bunch of assassins and everyone else is after him.
Anyone can jump in on this question if you want, but I am curious, why now for bringing this particular story to screen? Is there anything about like the state of the world or what people are looking for in screen storytelling that you think will make people want it now?
I think this movie really sticks up with what's going on in the world and geopolitics and how relationships between nations play out. Particularly with this movie, we want people to walk away with the conversation about, you know, did the U.S. push Castro to communism into Russia's arms, or were they heading off a guy who ultimately would become a bad dictator and doing their work early? And it just depends on how people view that and what happens, because we all know ultimately how things played out in Cuba.
And what I think is so amazing about this story is that it's all based on true events that no one knows. Like, my dad's a huge Cold War, JFK, like that whole era in time, and this is all, you know, and the players in this story are also amazing. You have, you know, President Eisenhower, Malcolm X, Robert Dulles, J. Edgar Hoover, the Italian mob, you know, trying to, you know, partnering up with the CIA to kill Castro. And, you know, I think that what's great about these movies too is that, you know, like you learn, or like you should learn about, you know, history and why that happens, so that we don't make those same mistakes again.
And the movie's fun. We didn't want it to be a boring history lesson. It's an action thriller, you know, political drama. So it's all of those things kind of mixed up into one. And as Diego said, based on true events that most people don't know took place.
With it accomplishing so much, it does sound like a very ambitious feature directorial debut for you, Eif. Can you tell me a little bit about why Killing Castro felt like the right material to introduce yourself to the industry as a feature filmmaker?
Well, I think, first of all, it was when I read the script, to Diego's point and Brad, I knew nothing of it, right? So I was like, this can't be real. And I started going down the rabbit hole and then realizing like, wow, like this is nuts. But it being the first feature, it was something for me that was outside of the box, what I'm usually doing with television and in my previous background with music videos. It was just something that I just felt like I need to do this. I mean, we worked so hard in developing the look for the film. For me, it was something that I didn't want it, though it's a period piece, I didn't want it to feel like a period piece. So I made sure that the color was correct and that everything was saturated and, you know, looked like a modern film. And then the actors, I mean, we went after the actors, and that was an amazing experience. I mean, even casting Al Pacino in my first movie is just unbelievable, and I still, you know, pinch myself. I still think I'm in the Matrix. I don't. This is my first time in Toronto as well, so it's all shocking to me right now.
The ensemble in your movie is absolutely incredible. I will ask about them, but I want to keep the spotlight on you for a moment longer. Feature directorial debut is a very, very big deal for each of you. What is something about working with him as an actor's director and a director on a movie as a producer that makes you think, like, I'm so excited for even more actors and producers to get to experience this kind of collaboration on his future films?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that was for us.
That was for you guys.
You can answer for yourself if you want.
Please take
Let
it.
us do
your flowers.
I'll let you give some flowers right back after.
I mean, Eif is a truly like an actor's director. You know, Brad also invited me to EP this, and we were like heavily doing a lot of work on the script and characters for a year and a half before we even started shooting. And, you know, I probably drove him nuts because I like really went, you know,
But good nuts.
deep into like the whole Castro rabbit hole, and I really wanted it, you know, like we all really wanted this to feel like a political thriller and to really have that, you know, propulsion and that edge, and, you know, for it to be dynamic, and, you know, throughout the whole process, you know, throughout the character development, the rehearsals, and then actually shooting it, you know, like we had a shorthand to where I didn't even need to like hear what his direction was, because it was like just like by a look, we're like, okay, yeah, I get it. You know, let's try this. And being able to have that shorthand and that, you know, trust in your director is, to me, what it's all about. It's, you know, true collaborative, you know, no ego work environment. I think is, you know, like that's where the magic happens.
Beautiful answer. How about from your perspective?
So this movie's been a 7, almost 8-year journey for me. From the time I first heard this story, then having the film written, and having the pandemic come, and then the strikes, I just knew that we had to have the right hand on this movie, the right filmmaker who understood politics, who understood racial relations at the time, because there's a lot of civil rights issues, you know, here too. So when I met Eif, I knew he was going to be the guy, but he hadn't made a movie before. And, you know, it's a big bet on a first-time filmmaker. We spent a lot of time going through the script and breaking it down and talking about the scenes and the characters, because, as you can see, it's a very large cast. There's a lot of characters. You know, you have the Italian Mafia, you have the FBI, you have the CIA, you have Castro, and you know, all of the political figures at the time. And it's a lot to keep all of those plates spinning. But Eif worked into it seamlessly and really had great relationships with the actors. And, you know, I told him I would get him a big movie star, and we took a very fun meeting with Al Pacino, our first meeting, and I said, look, this is going to be up to you now. You know, I got you the meeting, but you have to get that man in your movie, and he did it.
Why do you call
And
that
Al
meeting
loved him.
fun? Why do you call that meeting fun? I feel like something happened.
Well, we didn't know what we were walking into. I hadn't worked with Al before. And we thought we were going for 45 minutes, and I think we stayed about 3 hours of him just telling us the best stories and just being so generous with his time, and he was amazing. And Eif was just kicking me under the table. Yeah. Yeah, he ordered French fries and ice cream.
All right, I'll open it up to more of the ensemble, and here will be your opportunity to give someone flowers. And I will preface this question by saying it is unfair. You have so many wildly talented people in this cast, but just to give 3 others a shout out now, can each of you name someone who I guess would make you run and tell moviegoers something to the effect of, like, you thought you knew how good this person was. You are not going to believe what they pulled off in our movie.
Oh, man, it's such a bias.
You're about to get us in trouble, by the way. Why don't we each take 3? That way we won't leave anybody out.
I mean,
I wrote down a mile-long list of names that I admire too. I get it. I put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a spot. I mean, I can't, you know, it's funny. I've always got to ask that question when I was back in the music video. Who's the best artist you work with? With the film, you know, everyone to me, right? And I know you want that one person, but I mean, everyone brought their A game, and it's what I wanted from everyone, and it's a collaboration, and everyone was just so into it, especially Diego. Who amazed me the most, what's
Drove you crazy.
no, but he drove me crazy.
You can.
But it was,
you can
but
say
it was,
But in a good way.
but in a good way, right? Like it was, you know, we want the best from everyone. But again, to Brad's point, someone who kind of blew me away, and I didn't expect, you know, was Al Pacino. To he's done so much in his career, right? And never once he told me what to do. It was like, what would you want me to do? How do you want me to do it? And we collaborated well. I love the man. We became friends throughout the film. I mean, we text from time to time. But when I wrapped him, I will say this, after we finished our last day with him, I went home and cried for 2 hours because I knew. And then it happened again when Diego gave the final scene of our film, where he did this incredible speech at the UN. You can drop a pin. I mean, it was...
The whole crew just burst
everyone
into applause. It was
choked up.
amazing.
It was that deep. And that moment, I'd never forget, because to his point, we were kind of battling back and forth at times. I went home that night. I laid in bed and I wrote you a text.
I remember.
And I wrote him a long text. And I was like, dude, I get it. Thank you. I love you for everything you're doing.
No, now you're gonna make me cry, dude.
Nah, you're not gonna cry.
Beautiful answer.
Diego was the first actor we cast, and we really, built the movie around him. And I've worked with, I think, 20 Academy Award winners now, and I've loved every one of them. But I mean, Diego is as prepared as I've ever seen an actor. I mean, not only did he study with a coach, but he wanted and you've spoken Spanish since you were born in Mexico, and he didn't just want to learn the Cuban dialect. He wanted to learn the Cuban dialect they spoke at the time. So his Cuban accent was perfect. He took this so seriously and was so focused and just became the character for so long that it was transformative. And I think people are going to be blown away. I think this is honestly, from watching all of your work, the best work you've ever done. And you are going to get a lot of love for your portrayal in this movie.
Thank you, brother. Thank you both, and thank you for trusting me and for inviting me into this project. It's for sure, hands down, the hardest thing I've ever done and the biggest acting challenge, and I could not have done it without both of you. And yeah, it was like I was lucky because I was able to have a year and a half of prep, and I've never had that for a movie. You're lucky if you get more than 6 months.
We can thank SAG and the WGA for that.
And just because strikes happened. We literally was everything happened against us. But I was like, okay, great. That means I get more time for prep. Let's keep on digging. And it was, to Brad's point, there's 3 different dialect coaches that I was with. One to study the casual Cuban accent from that time, which is very different to how Cuban Spanish is spoken today, than his English accent, because he did speak English in that trip, and he actually spoke quite good English. So being able to get that sound right, and then the speech, because he had a very different way of speaking when he gave speeches. It was almost like his persona of sorts. And
but it was musical. It was when he.
It was so hard. Yeah, it was like the cadence and all the mannerisms. He studied Hitler and Mussolini. So you had to really then start studying them. And with my acting coach, who I've been prepping with for 10 years now, who's amazing, Juan Carlos Corazza.
If I had more time today, I'd be asking you about your acting coach all day long.
Oh,
I'm just fascinated by that relationship and how an actor best receives notes and evolves their craft through how someone teaches.
I'll just say his name and who he's worked with, and then just his name is Juan Carlos Corazza, and he has a school in Spain, which is where Javier Bardem went, and he's Javier Bardem's acting coach and Penelope Cruz's acting coach, and he was instrumental in this.
Before I have to let you go, we have one fun thing to do. You guys actually are going to be put on the spot more than any other film that's come through. So this year at the Collider Interview Studio, we're passing notes. When you pass notes in school, but we're passing them from film to film. You have received a note from the crew behind Poetic License, who just came in. I almost feel bad passing this to you, because someone's going to have to do it.
I think it's Diego. Actually, give it to Eif.
No. This is perfect. It's got the right guy.
Oh my God.
Wait, read it out loud.
Whoever is holding this card must sing "I'm Still Standing" to the group. Oh my God.
It could not have come to a more perfect person. Diego's never met a microphone he didn't want to sing. So please go ahead.
This was meant to
Thank
be.
God that went to you.
Now I literally just know the hook. I'm still standing. Yeah.
I feel like we need some claps or something. Come on.
How else does the song go? I just literally know that hook.
That's the main part. You nailed it.
Do we not have the karaoke lyrics?
Yeah, we're the karaoke
Let's look up the lyrics.
As you sing it, I can picture the entire sequence, specifically in our Rocket Man, which I love. So now I pass the job over to you. The next movie coming in is Hedda. So one person can write a note to them. All of you can write your own, whatever you prefer. And then Hedda will get your note. We're passing the challenge on. I love it. I'm going to say huge congratulations in advance on Killing Castro. I cannot wait to see what you did in it based on how they describe your work. Sounds like something else. enjoy celebrating at TIFF, and thanks for coming by and sharing
Thank
your
you for
experience
having
with
us.
us.
Thank you.